guys, this is Bandito Bane, the well-rounded nerd, the Super Spider-Man fan, and the Warhammer noob. I'm making this video as a precaution of what is going to happen at the Spider-Man New York City Comic-Con panel this year. Last year's New York City Comic-Con panel was a disaster, especially for Spider-Man fans. When you had Nick Lowe trying to downplay the kind of mess that was made especially when a lot of people either groaned, booed, or just walked out. And Nick Lowe only had himself to blame that year. So this year is going to mainly focus on the return of Noel and some other things with Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, and the upcoming crossover, which is supposed to happen this year, and it was announced earlier this year on Free Comic Book Day. And we have so much, and Marvel has so much going on for them right now with momentum, basically driving this one panel, especially with so much that has happened this past year. Mary Jane being the new version of Venom, Spider-Man being in space, Norman Osborn being the new Spider-Man, Ben Reilly taking over Spider-Man's secret identity as Peter Parker, and finally Mary Jane breaking up with Paul. We even have Betty Brock being Carnage, but unfortunately that run seems to be coming at an end next month, and we don't know what is going to happen. We also have Mary Jane putting on a new secret identity, calling herself Spider-Man, maybe because she figures out that the one swinging around Spider-Man is basically not Peter Parker at all, and she's probably just worried about where he is now, and the person who she actually confessed to was not Peter Parker but Ben Reilly. And of course there is even the tease that Mary Jane might get together with Flash Thompson, but of course a lot of people were very mixed and mad about that, and we don't know a lot that's going to happen. But like I said, this panel has momentum on its side. This is basically the same kind of panel that we had last year, where they had momentum on their side. Zeb Wells just ended his disastrous run, and we were waiting for the next chapter of what would we see with Amazing Spider-Man. But then we just ended up seeing more and more of the same, especially when the people saw the Amazing Spider-Man number 66 cover, in which Black Cat and Peter and Spider-Man were making out, and people were just groaning and booing. And then we even lost a lot of people because Nick Lowe just couldn't admit that he was wrong. So we have more. So now Spider-Man has momentum on his side again this year, and with Amazing Spider-Man 1000 coming out later next year, and a lot of people have been asking for the end of One More Day because it was basically their worst idea, and yet they refused to walk back on it. It is one of the things that has been making a lot of Amazing Spider-Man fans frustrated, and this is their flagship title, and they should be at least doing their best to recuperate the loss and the fracture that they had with the fan base. But I am going to keep my nose on the ground, my ear on the ground, and nose on the grind, and I'm going to see what is going to go on during the Amazing Spider-Man panel tomorrow at New York City Comic Con, and we will see if they actually recuperate or if they fumble the ball like they did last year. Anyways, that's all I got to say right now. Just remember to keep playing, and God bless.